name is Wajma Sayal and I'm representing European Network of Migrant Women. I have basically two questions. The first one, yesterday EU Council reached an important agreement about migration border management. It is portrayed by the European Commission as a positive step. However, it is in reality an agreement between states how to deport migrants in coordination. And what concerns us as a network and as a woman is that women are deported when they are victims of trafficking, forced marriages, domestic violence, and prostitution. They are deported back to their perpetrators. So how do you, EU and parliamentarians, see that? How can they make such kind of agreements and not see the consequences? The second question is about the Afghan women. You already know that how the situation is for Afghan women in Afghanistan. They don't have the right to education, they have lost their identity, they have lost their face. And we can see that there is no such kind of powerful effort from European Parliament, though they are really active in Afghanistan. But we don't see, beyond the words, actions so that they can protect those women. We see Afghan women migrating to the third country and they are losing their identity. They don't have the right to live as a refugee. They don't have documents. They don't have the right to go to school. They even don't have the right to treat themselves in government medical hospitals because they are not provided any legal document. So how does the parliament and the parliamentarians see that the women that they are in the borders, they do not dare to cross the borders because they are victimized, they are raped? Can we ask them, or I don't know, can we request them to work on something to provide any legalized way of migration for them?
My name is Sasha Novikova. I'm a Ukrainian migrant living in Greece, and I'm here representing European Network of Migrant Women. I'm going to read my question, if it's okay. So, since the beginning of war against Ukraine, many women and girls were subjected to violence and sexual exploitation. Nothing was done to protect those women and girls from sexual violence coming from Russian soldiers in Ukraine. Nothing was done by the government to protect women and girls from pimps hunting them on the borders. Since the beginning of war, the most popular search on porn websites were Ukrainian girl, war rape, war porn. We want to hear answers why nothing was done to protect migrant and refugee women from sexual exploitation, from violence. Why? So, violence against women directive literally had sexual exploitation term removed from it. How you planning to protect and support victims of sexual violence without having sexual violence mentioned even in the document?
Such as every single migrant women, the Violence Against Women Directive, which is going to be voted now, it has sexual violence literally excluded out of it when it is a legal basis of that document. How can we protect women from sexual violence if it's taken out of the directive? This is the first step to protect women, but it's not even being taken by the government. So how can we listen to the promises when no action is being taken, just words and talks? Young people to be motivated and to care about the laws that are being made in Europe, about the society, you have to give them more floor.
to speak.
The topics must be more specific, not so open, so you can make a right question and get actually the answer. None of the speeches were talking about migrant women or about women in general.
Basically, they had a very superficial kind of a touch on the topic, which was not that proper.
As an Iranian and as an immigrant woman, I expect that to see some concepts which cover women life freedom.
I think the topics were not inclusive and migrant women were not touched upon. Most of the answers were very diplomatic, and I don't think that this was a way to find solutions. It was more of like the same thing we hear every single day on TV.
Topics were not about the women and the migrant women.
There needs to be maybe in the future years more panels which feature migrants, which feature second generation migrants who are European now, by the way, but they're not represented in this, at least this year.
I wanted to add about accessibility to events, because the registration process for before the event was pretty hard, and actually it doesn't matter in the end of the day, because for example for Hemicycle it didn't work, and we as a team we couldn't make it to all events that we were supposed to be and present our network.
We had 2 days to do this event, and there were more than 200 panels to go to, which honestly isn't enough for us as a team to all hit off.